Today's topic is delegation. A manager, no matter how capable he is, cannot manage to do every task on his own. The volume of work makes it impracticable for him to handle it all by himself. As a consequence, if he desires to meet the organizational goals, focus on objectives, and ensures that all work is accomplished, he must delegate authority. So, delegation refers to the downward transfer of authority from a superior to subordinate. It's a prerequisite to the efficient functioning of an organization because it enables a manager to use his time on high priority activities. It satisfies the subordinates' need for recognition and provides them with the opportunities to develop and exercise initiative. Delegation is the process a manager follows in dividing the work assigned to him so that he performs that part because of his unique organizational placement can perform effectively and so that can get others to help with what remains. A very easy definition is given by Theo Heyman. Delegation authority merely means that granting of authority to whom? To subordinates. For what? To operate within prescribed limits. Delegation refers to the downward transfer of authority from a superior to a subordinate. It's very essential because for the efficient functioning of an organization, it enables a manager to use his time on high priority activities. Delegation does not mean abdication. The manager shall still be accountable for the performance of the assigned tasks. The authority granted to a subordinate can be taken back and redelegated to another person. Thus, irrespective of the extent of the delegate authority, manager shall still be accountable to the same extent as before delegation. So, what are the elements of delegation? Authority, responsibility, and accountability. These are the elements of delegation. According to Louis Allen, delegation is the entrustment of responsibility and authority to another and the creation of accountability for performance. Authority refers to the right of an individual to command his subordinates and to take action within the scope of his position. The concept of authority arises from the established scalar chain which links the various job positions and levels of an organization. Authority refers to the right to take decisions inherent in a managerial position to tell people what to do and expect them to do it. In the formal organization, authority originates by virtue of an individual's position and the extent of authority is highest at the top management levels and reduces excessively as we go down the corporate ladder. Thus, authority flows from top to bottom. That's the superior has authority over the subordinate. Authority relationships helps to maintain order in the organization by giving the managers the right to exact obedience and give directions to the workforce under them. Authority determines superior-subordinate relationship wherein superior communicates his decision to the subordinate, expecting compliance from him, go in accordance with him, and the subordinate executes the decision as per the guidelines of the superior. The extent to which a superior can exact compliance also depends on the personality of the superior. It must be noted that authority is restricted by laws and the rules and regulations of the organization which limit its scope. However, as we go higher up in the management hierarchy, the scope of authority increases. Responsibility is the obligation of a subordinate to properly perform the assigned duty. It arises from superior-subordinate relationship because subordinate is bound to perform the duty assigned to him by his superior. This responsibility flows upwards. That is, a subordinate will always be responsible to his superior. An important consideration to be kept in view with respect to both authority and responsibility is that when an employee is given responsibility for a job, he must also be given the degree of authority necessary to carry it out. For effective delegation, the authority granted must be commensurate with the assigned responsibility. If authority granted is more than responsibility, it may lead to misuse of authority, and if responsibility assigned is more than authority, it may make a person ineffective. The third element is accountability. Delegation authority undoubtedly empowers an employee to act for his superior, but the superior would still be accountable for the outcome. Superior is accountable for the result. Accountability implies being answerable for the final outcome. Once authority has been delegated and responsibility accepted, one cannot deny accountability. It cannot be delegated and flows upwards. That's a subordinate will be accountable to a superior for satisfactory performance. It indicates that manager has to ensure the proper discharge of duties by his subordinates. It's generally enforced through regular feedback on the extent of work accomplished. The subordinate will be accountable. It can be stated that while authority is delegated, responsibility is assumed, accountability is imposed. Responsibility is derived from authority and accountability is derived from responsibility. And we can see the page number 132. Overview of the elements of delegation. So comparative analysis of authority, responsibility and accountability. Comparative analysis of authority, responsibility and accountability. The elements of delegation. Make a comparative analysis in the column wise analysis and learn thoroughly and correctly. Okay. Thank you.